So this video is about the first place that we went to see on our tour of the Silk Road Trail.
We spent 5.5 hours in a big tour bus, driving to see the biggest lake in China.
And we got to hear every possible statistic and fact, the volume, the circumference, the diameter, the mass and weight of the water, the variety of fish, every stat you could hear about the lake on those 5.5 hours.
And then we had 1 hour to see it.
And they bigged it up so much. But on the way, looking out the window, it was quite nice because we got to see the terrain just sharply change to that kind of Mongolian steppe and grassland.
With goats!
Yeah, and the odd yak and horses and...
That was nice.
Yeah, it was a cool drive, just so long and tedious, but beautiful, but long.
Tedious.
So I'm there wondering, for the whole 5.5 hour drive, you know, what's actually there? Because like a lake is just a load of water sitting there. It's not going anywhere. It's just sitting there. So we're just gonna pull up, look at the water, get back on the coach.
Say bye! An hour!
So I guess we weren't all that thrilled about this first destination. It wasn't
Especially
the most.
after 5 hours on a bus.
It wasn't the most exciting thing on the list of places we were looking at seeing. Hello. Now we've come to see China's biggest lake. It's called. Oh, I forgot it. I'll Google it. Why can I never remember the names?
The biggest lake in China, Qinghai Lake.
Qinghai Lake. Dave, did you notice all the bees? Bees all over this. Getting their honey. Or getting their honey ingredients. So the whole drive there, we're not that thrilled. And then he tells us we're gonna have an hour's bike ride. Supposedly it takes about 4 days to cycle around the whole lake. It's that big.
No. We did not want to be sitting any more than we had to after being on the bus that long.
So we weren't even going to see the lake, we were going to be near the lake. We were like, hang on a second, stop the bus. Mushrooms. Is it like cockles or winkles? That looks like it's been laminated.
What would you do with a mushroom like that?
Oh, that's cordyceps. That's the brain control fungus. I think he was saying they pray there, and the different colours mean different things. That's actually sandy. Right. There was a beach.
Sand at the lake.
Why wouldn't you say there's a beach?
You can go swimming or something.
In the middle of the desert, there's a beach. Then people be like, wow, yeah, oh, cool, never get to go to the beach as well, so far away from the sea. No. Bike ride down the motorway.
And sit on a yak. There were yaks in the water.
And there were yaks! Loads of yaks!
I'm not getting on her yak because she's tugging the crap out of his nose and I don't like it.
What are you yakking on about? Look at the yaks.
She's tugging his nose so hard and he's treating his yak nicely, so I want to get on the yak. I did it, even though I felt bad the way they're pulling on their noses. That's horrible, but I never sat on a yak before, so I did it. Poor yak.
This one's pretty chill.
Yeah, this one looks pretty chill.
What is that? Grace is gonna go. Big fella, aren't you? Yeah, we really liked the yaks.
They were so cool. They were chill.
Yeah.
And it's a yak.
They're the most chilled out little cow thing with his, like, you know.
Shaggy cow, like a sheepdog and a cow.
Yeah, like
with
a long.
really long hair and big horns.
And like, I guess they don't straighten their hair, but they got this nice long straight hair.
Very, yeah.
Clean and stuff. Big, and they're so strong.
And gentle.
Yeah, and gentle. That was the thing, yeah. We both paid the man, not the lady. The lady was tugging.
Yeah, tugging too hard.
We paid the man a small amount of money to sit on a yak, and we were sort of debating it. Is it right? Because we don't want to pay him, because, you know, they're pulling their nose. It seemed a bit mean.
But 10 other people were going to do it that day, and, you know, we always wanted to sit on a yak.
We didn't want to miss out on the yak.
But we did feel guilty, but also it was really, I emphasized how cool it was to sit on a yak.
It was a magical moment. He's backing up the yak.
Oh, he doesn't want to go. Look at that nose stretching.
So tell us, what was it like to sit on a yak and reverse a few meters into the lake?
Well, they're big and bulky. And you're sitting on a saddle type thing, and well, you've never been on a yak. I've been on a horse, but I don't know how to handle myself. I guess it'd be like riding a cow maybe, but you kind of feel like you might fall over, but you got something to hold on. It was cool. I just felt guilty, but I'm glad I got to see the yak. What a sweetie.
I found it was wobblier.
Yeah, wobbly.
Wobblier than a horse, right? So like a horse,
that's what I meant, like
you're up and down. The yak, it's like
give it a good scratch. Back and forth.
It almost it almost feels like it felt like I was floating on the yak's back, like a little cushion of hair, I guess, because the hair's so long. You've got a little.
Wasn't there a saddle?
There was, but under the saddle, you've got the yak back cushion.
Yak back cushion.
The yak back cushion, and it made me feel like I was floating.
Which one? No, 他是英国人，我是美国人。
Thank you very much.
I wish I had something to give to the yak, like an apple or something. Okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
Thank you for working so hard for us. You feel a bit bad. So one question I had was, you sit on the yak, and then you step back into the lake. Why? You're on the yak, you can get anywhere with the yak.
For the picture.
The yak reverses.
Well, it's 20
yuan.
20 yuan for a reverse, take a picture. 50 yuan if you want to ride the yak around, remember?
Well, yeah, when we got off, we saw someone from our tour, and she'd had a whole walk down the beach, and she paid a little bit more. Look at this.
How much did you pay a little more? How much did you pay for a yak ride? How much did you pay for a yak ride? 50?
Wow. You got the bigger yak.
The nose.
And that was a bigger yak, so they come in different sizes. So the next thing, you walk down the beach a little bit, and there's this rock.
It said Qinghai Lake on it.
Yeah.
You take a picture. Like a postcard picture.
Do you want to go on the rock together?
Looks like there's a queue.
This rock was really popular.
You had to wait in line to stand on a rock.
There were more people lining up to stand on the rock, have a photo and get off the rock.
Than for yaks.
Than the yaks. Oh, that's it. You have a rest, buddy.
And people try to cut in front of us. Oh, there are also other things like small little piers that went slightly out to the water. And it would look like you're in a restaurant with like a little heart
like
thing.
A deck chair thing.
Yeah, like a deck chair. All for the pictures. Looks like a storm's coming. Yeah, actually, about 5 it's gonna thunderstorm.
So, I guess we're heading back now because that's about all there is to do at Qinghai Lake. But is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Rachel's petting a horse. Bless her.
Oh yeah, that feels,
She likes it.
that feels good, doesn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, that feels good.
The guide told me that they call the people who live in this area, I'm pretty sure they're Mongolians, right? But they're Chinese because it's in China. They call them the cowboys of China. So we even saw this with this guy here, like, you know, if I didn't know better, I would have thought I was in Texas. He had the full
I gave
cowboy
one of the horses
outfit.
a nice good scratch on the nose. He really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he did. Is it, mate? Cowboys come from Texas? There wasn't like tons to do here, but it's a pretty tranquil, chilled out place. And it was kind of a bit of a surprise to see the animal friends gathered here for the entertainment of anyone who chooses to come and have a sit on them for 20 kwai. Yeah, the whole place, it was like you go to the lake, you take your photo at different photo
Angles
opportunities,
and places and
you get
and then
back
you
on the
leave.
coach and you leave. Wish we had time, I'd actually go over to this pier over here. And apparently you can go on the boats, they'll take you out for 15 minutes. But I could imagine on a nice weekend, you could go there, you know, take a towel or a deck chair,
have a little lounge.
pina colada or an apple daiquiri or something.
Or a yak on a beach.
And that would be great.
Get it? Sex on the beach.
Yak on the beach.
Yak on the beach. So we finished our hour, our 1 whole hour, and we're on the way back to the tour bus.
And the wind starts picking up.
Really picking up. Lost your hat at one point too. Your hat flew off.
Oh no. Yeah, I had to go get that. I saved it though.
Good thing little Puff wasn't there. She'd fly away.
Quick as a flash, it got a bit windy. And you can see just how much dust's in the air. And the poor shop guys, their tent got blown off. Whoa! But had loads of people to help, so I didn't need the help. I just recorded it. Yeah.
And someone was nice enough to tell us, hey, foreigners, hurry up. Rain is coming.
Hey, what's it down?
It was pretty obvious there was a storm coming at that point
There
though.
was blue skies and then suddenly gray. Like there was so much
Yeah.
sand and dust in the air.
Yeah, just suddenly got dark.
I wrote it, yeah.
And yeah, it's because it's deserty kind of terrain. Apart from all the grass, you know, there's like all this dry grass, but there's no, the ground is just sand. It's all just growing out the sand. So a little bit of wind and whoa. So without much further ado, we went to get back on the bus, but
Where's the driver?
where's the driver?
Can't find him.
There's a storm, the driver's still out on his bike ride.
We gotta hurry up. We gotta go. Rain's coming.
I smashed the only one missing is the driver. Let us in.
So eventually he turned up,
All was well.
and then we had another like 3-hour bus journey. Thank you. The guy decided to stop at the only toilet on the whole route. This is such a remote area that this was maybe the nastiest toilet I've ever seen.
Very, very public. Very public. Very public. Very public.
So that's all for this video. Join us next time.
When we go to the Chugga Salt Lake.
Yeah, this is a much better lake, honestly.
Feeling salty there?
Lick the salt, baby.